Poor Spice. Spice just has a lot of bad luck, and I hate that for her because she's a really great person. But I think she can persevere. I do think. I don't think she's gonna die early. I think there's hope.
The dramatics of it all.
I think Carly put
Spice.
You think what?
I think Carly put some voodoo on her when she went down to the Dominican Republic to see her
No,
when she had her first accident. But we'll see.
it's a lot going on.
So you know I got to lean in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another wonderful recap of Love and Hip Hop Season 11. Um, it's me, your host for today. I'm Danny, and we have Cortez here and the beautiful Love Jones. Cortez, you're beautiful too, in case
I
I
was gonna
left that
say,
out.
damn. That
Oh,
was cute. Not on this topic. You're definitely beautiful. You have a different beauty that I can never live up to, but I do. You know,
Yes, Cortez,
Little
you are beautiful, inside and out, even though Janie might try to say
go
otherwise.
out and in, but yeah.
How are you guys doing? I feel like I haven't seen y'all in a while. I missed the
I
last one.
know.
You used to
Been
be
good.
Barbie. How was Barbie?
How was it?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna have to go see
I
it.
would have rather been here with you guys. I'll just say
Really?
that.
I heard it was
Yeah.
really good.
How
the
was
movie
Issa?
The movie was 10 years too late. I feel like
Okay.
it should have been like 10 years ago because the new generation, like the kids now, they play with Barbies, but not
Yeah.
as much as, they're more into their iPads and
As much
stuff
as
like
I did
that.
when I was a little
But
boy.
our generation, I played with Barbies, so
I
Right.
played with Barbie's boots.
I gave her
Oh
haircuts
my
and all.
God.
Yeah. I wasn't supposed to, but I played with them.
I wasn't supposed to.
Well, according to them, I'm that child, please, whatever. I had a good time.
Right.
Yeah, that's good. I've been good too. Same old, same old, same old. We doing episode 7 today, y'all, because supposed to be 7 and 8, but we had a little miscommunication, so we're gonna fix
My
it.
fault. My
No,
fault.
it's nobody's fault, child. It is what it is. So we'll be back tomorrow at the same time with episode 8. Today we're gonna talk about episode 7.
Yes.
So yeah.
So we shall start off. Scene 1 started with kind of where episode 6 ended off with Scrappy and Sierra still arguing. Scrappy is kind of getting over arguing with Sierra. He kind of says, "This ain't my clique." Sierra gets upset with the word choice. She kind of twisted it and turned it into he was calling her a B, but no one, it wasn't used in that way. Scrappy apologizes for it, and then some more childish activity between them continues. Sierra gets in her car to leave. Scrappy walks away, and Chaotic tries to tell him, "Man, they formed a cult against you." So, what did y'all think about the way things ended up? Did y'all think really Scrap was calling her a B word, or was he saying it, "That ain't my B," like that's not my woman? I'll start with you, Love.
Oh Lord. Well, any association to the word bitch triggers me in an angry tone. So if your tone is angry and it slip out, I'm gonna react. Just off GQ, male or female, it doesn't matter who it is. But I did like how he was able to reel it in and be like, "I'm sorry, like you're a lady." Da, 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 da. So even though it was he messed up as far as giving her a reason to react, but he tried to clean it up quick too.
Mhm.
I don't know if I like Sierra at this point. We're at episode 7. I'm good. Like the way she handles things, the whole even the tone of her voice. To be honest with you, I don't know. It's just she's kind of childish. The victim card is irritating, like making things worse than what it is. Those personalities kind of get to me, and I feel like that's what she did in this situation, was just make shit worse. That's not even your life.
Yeah, Tez.
I can say I don't like Sierra actually. Now when she first came onto the show, back when she first came on, she was more tolerable.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, she was cool, but as time has gone on, like she's very annoying,
Yeah, I
very.
can't.
And I think she definitely played victim, but if anything, she was antagonizing him in a way that it was just kind of making it worse. You're already arguing about something that's very sensitive. This is still at the end of the day, whether he's wrong or right, he's a human being. His kids have been brought into question, his relationship with them, And although some of these things may be true, it's not your business. This is your homegirl's boyfriend, or ex-husband or whatever, and or husband, whatever they are at this time. And so it's not your place, you know. She kind of egged everything on. It was already a tense situation. And like we talked about last time with myself, you, and Dream, love, was that you just sometimes you need to learn you should learn when to de-escalate. And she did
Mm-hmm.
that. Even like I said, calling she first of all, he didn't call her literally a bitch, but I get it.
Mm-hmm.
In that situation, it can sound that way. But he did apologize, and that's one thing I noted down in my notes, that he came back and was
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what, sorry. And it may have been too late because he said it, but I can appreciate that he said it. That lets me know that he may be trash in some ways, but he's at least not that type of trash. Because not many people would have took it back, especially in the moment. It may would have come back later, but he kind of reeled it back in that sense. But he also, after a while, I think it went from him being upset to kind of pissing her off, because he was like, "Look at you, I can do it too. Look at you, look at you." And I really laughed because I actually say that as a meme because it's hilarious, because he was really making her look really crazy at that point. And I think that's what she was trying to do. Like, he's aggressive. This is a man. She's like, "Well, look at you. You a woman. I can do it too." I found enjoyment in that moment, mainly because I don't like Sierra, and just because he has a right to defend himself. So I didn't mind it. But Sierra needs to sit the hell back and worry about her own situation, because she has fires in her own home. Big fires.
It's so, ever since Sierra came on season one, my first thought of her has always been, this is a beautiful woman. Like,
Mm-hmm.
she's beautiful. She's very, she has like an air about her that, she knows she's pretty and she knows it.
Yeah.
But even back when she first came on, I even thought all her situations seemed not genuine. It gave forced. It gave, like how Marlo was on Atlanta, very forced storyline. And even this season, like, you see what's already happened with her and her Eric. It's kind of fizzled. We ain't talking about it no more. So it's almost, to me, it's like she's in her mind, I don't really have much going on this season, so let me make some drama for myself. Because this really went over the top for no reason. Like, you saw the man had just got into it with Erica. Like, why are you continuing and going? You know what I mean? Like what's the point of it? So I echoes y'all's sentiment. And Cortez, when you made the comment about how he said she was trying to paint him as aggressive, and he's like, "You a woman, I can do it too." We have to remember, whether people think it's right or wrong, it's a new day.
Yeah.
Not every man is going to walk away. It's not going to happen. A lot of people have the mentality this day, I don't care if it's a woman, I'm going to give you just as good as you give me. Whether it's physical, whether it's words, people don't have that mentality of, I want to say, of yesterday, where it's, let me walk away from this. This is a woman. I'm not going to argue with her. That doesn't happen anymore. Like, people, this new society, it's, you do it to me, I'm going to do it to you. And that's just the bottom line.
And we talked about this last time. That's exactly what Love Jones said. Was it's like, you don't know how people were raised, so you should be careful. Dream didn't really agree, but I didn't really agree with what Dream said.
Well, and that's the thing.
You can never anticipate what someone's going to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You can get into somebody in traffic, and they may decide they got a gun, they want to shoot you. So you gotta be careful when you cross
to.
that. You just gotta be careful, and I think it applies here too.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I agree with
Yeah.
his actions. I'm not saying I disagree, but I do agree with what Love Jones said last time. You don't know how everyone is going to react. You can't take for the assumption that everybody has a mentality of, I'm not going to argue with the woman if I'm a man. Everybody doesn't have that mentality.
And agitate the situation too, because women tend to agitate purposely because it's a sense of, well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
And that's the problem, that a lot of underlining is like, it's insane, really.
And we'll get more into it later on, but a lot of men also aren't going to allow you to emasculate them on TV. Some men may look at it as, I'm not going to argue with a woman. Another man is going to say, I'm not going to let no lady hold me, so.
Right.
Alrighty. So I'm going to combine the next two scenes. But it opens up with Yandy and Lil Mendeecees. They're preparing to dance for a TikTok. I thought it was kind of cute. The playful banter between the two, when he asked her, "Oh, isn't that how y'all danced in the 60s? Didn't you march with Martin Luther King?" And she's like, "No, it's the 90s." So I thought that banner was cute. And then Mendeecees comes in and he talks about, the interview he had with Shannon Sharp. And he says he made a comment that, put his mom in an uncomfortable situation and hurt her feelings, where he put her up as collateral for a drug deal, but how he meant it to come across, and he was like, they just ran with the comment and didn't show it in context with the rest of the blogs and the media reported. They didn't show it in context with the whole interview. They just ran with that comment, but he meant it to show his growth and how far he's come. All the stuff that he used to do versus who he is today. And I really thought it was so nice how his son took that moment to like lift him up and say how proud he was of him for how far he's come. DC says he's going to New York to make it right with his mom. And then the next thing is a very small one. We see Spice headed back to the doctor to get her stent removed. And, she finds out that the doctor informed the stent can't be removed because she has another hernia. And she's extremely worried and sad.
She got an hernia. She got an hernia, not a hernia.
An hernia.
She got an
hernia.
Two of them. Two of them. So Cortez, I'll start with you. I'll let you both cover the first scene, and then we'll come back and do Spices. So Cortez, I'll start with you with the Mendeecees scene.
I don't have too much to say, to be honest. I understand where Mendeecees is coming from. Sorry, I'm gonna say Mercedes. It's coming from. And it happens a lot, in general. Like some journalists and people in interviews and radio, they take what they wanted to snippet, and then it becomes clickbait, right? So. I mean, I like that he came back and he was able to, explain what he meant. And I also like that Yandy was very receptive and trying to keep him cool. But like, it's okay, baby. Like you can, you know your truth. So continue to speak on it. Don't let one interview, one radio station or whatever it was, deter you from speaking your truth. And as far as Spice, my heart goes out to her. I'm at some point in everyone's lives, we get to a point to where things just constantly keep happening. And you just kind of have to just have faith and have hope and pray about it. She seems like a woman of God. She was praying going in, and she, I understand. I don't understand her fear because I'm not going through it, but I get it. She had this health scare less than a year ago at this time, and now she finds out there's another one that caused her. Did the hernia cause her to go into the coma? Was that it? What it was? Oh no, I don't know.
No. I don't think so.
It's just health related. It doesn't really matter,
Yeah,
I get it. So Mara goes up to her and I pray for her that obviously she's okay right now, but that she continues to be okay because clearly she is going through a lot. So that's all I got.
You love?
With Mendeecees, I feel like that's just something I would take to the grave. I don't think I would ever be able to say that out loud. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. But then again, I don't know what his relationship with her growing up was. So if they didn't have a good relationship, your truth is your truth. I don't know. That was so rough. I wrote down, your mom is collateral. That's wild. That's literally what I wrote down. I don't know. That was really tough. But little Mendeecees' hair is absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
If he doesn't have some type of hair sponsored by the end of this season, but anyway, I thought the scene was really sweet. I do like their relationship. It's really good to see. It's good to see their growth. Their family's been through a lot. And for him to kind of be receptive to, I'm sure he's heard that before, so it was no surprise, but for him to it's interesting when you have moments where you can be there for your parents, because it's rare, but when you can kind of be there for your parents in a way where it's like, hey, it's all right, you got this. It's cute to see that. So I thought that was refreshing. And then the second part was, I'm sorry, what was the game?
Spice headed back to the hospital to get her stent removed.
Poor Spice. I was really sad in this scene, but I had to stop and keep laughing because of the way she says, Arnia. I was like, I was trying to be really, really empathetic. And the way she says, Aka, so Spice, it's hard for me to watch Spice's scenes because there's just so many things that distract me from her. But it is sad to see back-to-back things happen. She just lives her life and all of a sudden, something else is there. The reaction of the daughter was really sad. I kind of got a little nervous. It was like a scary movie when the cell phone turned around. Anybody see how quick that eye? I wasn't expecting that eye.
Oh, no, wait, that's at the end. Right now, we're just doing the part where she went to the hospital
Oh, the
Yeah.
hospital. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
There's so much medically going on.
Yeah.
It's sad. I agree. If it ain't one thing, it's another with Spice medically. So I do feel really, really bad for her. Hopefully,
You know,
she's strong though. So she seems like she's a Ford tough kind of chick. So she'll get
you
through
ain't
it.
got no choice.
Exactly.
Love Jones, I kind of agree with you. I don't necessarily know if I would have said that part about Mendeecees, his mom for Collateral out loud. I get his intention behind it, but sometimes I think, when we share our truth, we have a right to it because it's our truth, but sometimes we don't know how our truth will affect somebody else who's involved in it.
Exactly.
And I at least would have prepared her, or at least let her know, hey, I'm going to talk about this. This isn't a context I'm going to talk about it in. Especially knowing how fragile their relationship is. Anything sets Judy off. Like, anything sets her off. So yeah, like you said, Mendeecees' hair is beautiful. It's the perfect hair, I think, to promote their hair care line and what they have. It's the perfect hair. And then down to Spice. At first, my mom had a hernia surgery years ago, and the surgery itself isn't that serious, but the recovery is difficult, and she has to have another hernia surgery in 2 weeks. And while she wasn't as depressed as Spice was, I look at it Spice being so depressed about it and sad because she just thought I'm coming to get this stent removed so I can get back to work. Because Spice is pretty much taking care of 2 households, her and a supervisor for her kids back home. So all this is going to hinder her working. So I'm sure all those things are going through her head. Like, what are my fans going to think? Do they think I'm just not going to be able to work because here I go, just finally came back after they saw me on this hospital bed, all these pictures released, and now I'm going back under the knife again. So I think all those things go through her head. Like, what is her fans going to think? Is she too weak to really perform? Is this going to affect her career? I think all those things are floating through her head at once. So I really feel bad for her. At first, I was like, this lady is so dramatic. It's a hernia surgery. Like, come on. But then I thought about the recovery and what she's been through in the bigger picture. And then I was like, well, I felt bad for even laughing at her at first. I ain't gonna lie. So, the next scene is a doozy. But it starts off with Jessica White is at a spa, and she's joined by Erica Mena, Amy, Yandy and Bambi. And they sit down and they start with a sound bath. And then as a sound bath is starting, Sierra walks up. And as Sierra's walking up, she reminds me of Lyrica G walking to that dinner scene and talking about what the hell is going on? Because Sierra looks so confused and
Right.
at the process. And as you can see as it's going on, the only one taking it seriously is Jessica. Yandy's laid back, chilling, like looking around. Amy's in her confession says, I'm gonna try to get us the benefit of the doubt, but they're all confused by it. It's not their thing, I guess. So then, RASHEEDA shows up as they're talking over drinks, and they discuss the Scrap and Sierra situation. And as they're talking about that, RASHEEDA and Yandy get up first to go for their treatments. The rest of the ladies sit, they talk about their standards for men. They said that their standards too high, and they say no, they're good. And they talk about Safari flirting with Jessica. And first thing Erica says is, "Well, did you flirt back?" Like, you could tell she is not over that man. And Erica says no. And Erica, in her confessional, she doesn't seem too convinced, but she's going to try to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'll stop there for the first part because that way we don't go to because it's kind of longer. What are your thoughts so far? I'll start with you, Love.
Well, I've always wanted to go to sound bath. I feel like I don't know why everyone was so weirded out about it. I'm like, they seem fairly known by 2023. I don't know. I mean, you see them in Housewives, every city, damn near. There's always somebody doing some sound bathing. So I'm like, why is this new? But I mean, it's relaxing. It's a spa. It was sweet, I guess. Jessica need to stop lying. That girl need to stop lying. Both of y'all were flirting. Why were you even touching his hands? Strong hands like yours, your strong hand. I was like, why are you touching him? And then lied dead in her face. It's not like I was touching him or anything like that. Oh, this reunion is gonna be so interesting. The beautiful bean footage in this season. That was annoying. Sierra at this point, walking in scenes, it's an eye roll for me. So she even came in and her voice was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Just sit down." Like there's a yoga mat right there. Just sit down and be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, please. But that scene was cute. I guess I liked it. It was nice to see all the girls together because I don't know. I haven't seen all the girls together like that. Erica kind of popped up. I think that's the first time we've really seen her. I think this since he
Erica
left
Mena.
with Scrappy, right? Erica Mena.
This the fight with Scrappy was last. That's the
Right,
last time
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
So it
thought
was nice. I
like
like
that's the first time coming. I'm like, girl, you've been watching the show.
You're like, wait a minute. But yeah, I agree with you, Danny. Definitely not over Safari. Nope.
Cortez.
I don't like sound baths. If you watched Atlanta even 2 days ago, I don't like sound baths. It's not, I don't like seeing them on TV. Okay, I think I'm tired of seeing them actually.
Mm-hmm.
However, Sierra's good because if you walk into, it don't matter if you know what it is. If you walk into a setting and everyone is quiet and namaste and chilling, whatever, you just kind of get in place and then ask later. She was, hey girl, what's going on? Girl, sit down with your loud, annoying, slow voice. As far as Jessica, I don't think she was necessarily lying because I don't think she was flirting with that man for real. He was flirting with her and she was having a conversation. She didn't dismiss it. I don't think she was just like flirting, like actively flirting. So I don't think any of the footage that they have proves that she was flirting. Was she a little close? Did she grab his hand? Sure. But did she flirt? No, I didn't get that. She left room for more flirting. I'm sorry, for flirting to happen in the future, but she didn't really flirt in that moment, I think. And if you're watching a two people on the side over here, you know what I'm saying, from afar, and you see them too, it looks like a lot more than what it is. You don't really know what the context is, so it's kind of hard. Erica, unfortunately, yes, she's not over him, but of course, this is her previous husband, and this girl is hanging around her. So I wouldn't want to be hanging around somebody that may be possibly flirting with my ex-husband either. I mean, I don't know if they mean I'm not over him. I just think it's kind of uncomfortable. I like, girl, no, we still going through the motions, and then I just feel like I don't know. Jessica is a cool girl. I think she was pretty honest. I think she felt the girls kind of coming at her in that way. So that's what she had in her mind. Like, we even talked about Nick Cannon. Like, so we definitely wasn't flirting. I'm like, that doesn't mean y'all weren't flirting, girl. But but I don't think that they were flirting. I didn't get that from her. And they tried to, Erica was on that tangent of, we flirt with my ex-husband, while Bambi and the others were kind of like, well, girl, you're very touchy-feely. You are like this. So, it could be that. So they kind of had her back. They didn't really pile on like they pile on Scrappy. Because usually, if it was Scrappy, they would have been all up on his ass. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I agree. So, as far as sound baths go, Cortez, I'm with you. I'm very Aretha Franklin. I'm going to pass on that one.
Tired of
it's just, I'll probably fall asleep, honestly. And maybe that's what's for, to relax your clear mind. Maybe I would end up doing it right. As far as the Jessica White thing, I agree with you, Cortez. I don't think she was flirting, but being that Erica's not over him and she didn't shut it down, and the fact that Erica's going to even say, well, why'd you even have to touch his hands to begin with? And I feel like Bambi already knew how Jessica is very touchy-feely, and she was putting it out there, trying to do damage control before it starts, so that when Erica sees it, she don't think nothing. Because I'm not gonna lie, if I'm obviously was hurt by somebody, still not over them, and someone says to me, "You gonna be there for me," and she says, "Yeah, I'll be there for you," like, but you my girl, why are you gonna be there for him in any kind of way? So back to you, Cortez, like you said, if I'm going to be friends with you, I'm not going to want to see that. I'm not going to want to see that you're even that friendly. Even if it's not flirting, you're still too friendly to be in my circle, being that friendly to my ex who put me through hell. And I've opened to you up about it on the first day I met you when we went to that breaking room thing. I told you what he did to me, and you still being that friendly. So to me, it's not going to go over well at the reunion.
It's not. You don't think so?
And production is on Erica's side. They was rolling that footage. They're like, did you touch him? I didn't touch him. footage ran. They were like,
They not on.
I was like, oh, production.
They not on Erica's side. They on the side of drama. They not on Erica's
That
side. They
is
just on
true.
the side of drama.
Yeah, I mean,
They slowed it up like twice. I was like, well, I mean, hey.
I think the girl's in the clear, and if Erica got a problem, she can come see me about it.
Oh, well.
Unless
Roll this rotophil beam footage.
unless we find out that she's definitely flirted, I think she's in the clear. And to be honest, Bambi, I'm glad you said that, because remember at the event after they saw her talking to Safari, they came over and they were talking to her, basically trying to reel her into their side of men ain't ish. I don't want to cuss right there, but
Yeah.
ish. And she didn't take the bait. She was kind of like, I give everybody a fair chance and blah blah. So the fact that Bambi did that, here, I don't think it was any malicious intent. I think it was good that she did it because she was given the consistent energy. She said it at the event. You over there talking to Safari, and she mentioned again while also telling the girls that she's touchy feely and supporting that she was not flirting, or that she couldn't have been flirting rather. And she didn't say she wasn't. She just wanted to, help her case up. I wasn't flirting. She said, well, yeah, she's kind of touchy feely, so she could. So I like that.
Yeah. And then we go to Yandy and RASHEEDA doing, their little treatment, their little thing. And Yandy opens up to RASHEEDA about Mendeecees' interview. And Yandy says she's concerned about him and says, he needs an outlet. She feels like he's under a lot of pressure. And RASHEEDA opens up and says that Kurt also is under a lot of pressure and needs an outlet. He has a lot going on. And then we go back to the scene with the other girls, and Jessica says that her and Safari, it comes up again. Erica says, you sure you don't flirt with him? Erica asked her a second time with her biased ass, like you said, Cortez. And Jessica says no. She was like, her and Safari, she opened up to him about her ex. And Jessica's now learning to feel free to be able to open up about him, because for so long she was worried about not being able to be open, protecting his image and hers. And, she's open about the situation. She's being vulnerable with the girls. They get up, they go do other stuff. And then Amy starts opening up about Atlanta and how it's treating her. Because Sierra asked her, what's going on with you? And she talks about her past relationships and what she wants now. She wants a relationship that's 90-10. And Yandy says, girl, that's a situationship. That ain't no relationship. It's not realistic. Relationships will always change. It's not going to be 50-50 all the time. She sounded like Michelle Obama saying that some days you like your husband, some days you don't. And then Erica opens up that she has to have surgery for what? Fibroids. Here goes that famous word again. I haven't heard much about fibroids so much as I started watching reality TV. So again, shout out to Cynthia, the original fibroid.
Shout out to Cynthia.
And Jessica says that she can relate. And I think relating to that situation, when Jessica talked about how tired her body was, what she's going through, I feel like her and Erica may have connected a little bit there, because you can see Erica didn't feel so alone, knowing that she's dealing with that too. And maybe she now has someone she can talk to about it. So Cortez, I'll start with you. What do you think about this?
As far as Yandy and RASHEEDA, I appreciate them talking on the side, giving OG energy still. They left them over there to talk about that because, mind you, they're not really around. They kind of are hearing everything about it. They even heard about the whole, well, they hear about it later, but the whole fight, the whole situation with Erica and Sierra, right? But in this case, I don't really have any thoughts. As far as Amy and her relationship status situation, she said she had just got out of a 6-year relationship. And the whole chat about the 90-10 and 50-50, I get what they were trying to say, but I feel like if I was inexperienced in dating and I watched that scene, I would be lost. They probably would steer me the wrong way, and I probably would end up with my heart broken because it was just bad.
What are y'all talking about?
I didn't, when she said 90-10, and she was like, well, I can do a 75-25. I'm like, so which percentage are you? Are you gonna?
That's what I was.
That's what I'm confused. Like when you say 90, when you say anything that's the odds are different, what percentage are you considering yourself? Because it's giving that I'm gonna be the lowest and the man's gonna have to give more. I think
that's what I got. Like basically, I'm gonna just sit back, relax, you do all the work, and I gotta do minimal effort.
What it looks like is you are a gold digger and you are opportunist and you want everything to be laid out for you and you just do nothing. So if you never dated before, please don't listen to that little speech and spiel that they gave. Yandy was probably the more accurate one. Um, to
She
me,
said 50-50, right? Did Andy say 50-50?
other
She
than
said some days.
yeah, but she made sense. Like she makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yandy can write a damn book. Okay, so
I
Mm.
agree.
I would listen to her more than before I would listen to Amy, Luciano, anybody else on that cat. Man, I would probably listen to RASHEEDA a little bit.
Ooh, oh,
A little
Rashida, I'm gonna listen to what I'm gonna listen to Rashida. I'm gonna say, yeah, don't do that.
yeah.
That's how I would take. You know, you're right, Cortez, because when Yandy made the most sense when she was saying every day ain't gonna be the same because there's gonna be days where I need you to lift me up, and there's gonna be days where I need to have your back. So Yandy had the most realistic response, you know, because I'm sure when her and Mendeecees first got together, it
Yeah.
wasn't 50-50. I'm sure Mendeecees was given 90, she was given 10. And then when he went away, she was given 100%, holding everything down, and he was given 0. So she had the most realistic view. It shifts with time based on what's needed at the time in the relationship. So,
Yeah. But yeah, that was as far as that. That's what I feel on that. As far as the fibroids conversation, I like that they were able to connect. Um, I think that that's important because like I said, we're hearing it. I think at this rate, not that I wish it upon women, but I feel like more women are going to probably start speaking out about it, or finding out that they have it, that they have fibroids. I don't know. So, I like that she's giving her a chance, even though she did make the comment, be careful that she says sexiness can come off as flirting.
you're
In other
touchy
words,
feely
like
here.
it's touchy feely. In other words, like I'm watching you, girl. Okay, with the touchy feely ass. I'm watching you, but that's all I got.
What about you, love?
I agree. The fibroid situation, I feel like it is good that it's more talked about now. It's like more common and you hear about it in just kitchen table talk, normal conversations, reality TV. Because it is an epidemic, especially for Black women. So it is really unfortunate. But the more we talk about it and the more that there's awareness, the more we get early screening, get checked, detect, things early and just kind of look into it more. Because if when things are in your face and it's talked about a lot, whether you thought about it before or not, you're going to think about it now. So it is good that it's being regurgitated the way it is because it's serious. So that is a really good scene. I feel anytime it's brought up at this point, I do enjoy it because I know it's a real issue. So that was good. And Erica's a better woman than me. I don't know. I'd
Can't
be
get
cool
mad
with
yet because she
Jessica.
didn't see. You can't get mad yet because she didn't see. You gotta wait till Erica walks. Then
Oh,
you
that
get mad.
is so true.
Um,
So true.
but no, I'm with y'all. There's two things that I think reality TV has done really good for the Black community, and that's one. It's made, it wasn't until reality TV that mental health for Black people was talked about more because before that was always taboo. It's just something we didn't talk about, we didn't get help for, and then turn around, with the fibroids thing. I think it makes people more comfortable speaking about their health because maybe so many other people can relate. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It happens to everybody. You're not less of a woman, like, especially being the fact that fibroids really affects Black women more than any other nationality. So I do, like at first I used to be like joking, bro, oh gosh, fibroids, here we go again. Like when Cynthia was always talking about it, I used to laugh and joke about it. But now, it's a serious thing. It can change up how you feel. Jessica saying I have no energy. I don't feel like I'm in control of my body. So I can't imagine what that feels like. So shout out to the strong Black women out there dealing with that.
Sisters.
And then so the next scene we have Mendeecees goes to New York to meet his mom. She's basically saying, "What's up?" And he's like, "I came to New York just to talk to you." And he apologizes and he clarifies the meaning behind the statements. And in typical Judy fashion, she kind of cuts him off and starts being defensive. And she doesn't like to talk about the past, but Mendeecees feels that every time he talks about the past, he gets shut down. And I guess, him having gone to prison for that many years, I think he kind of knows you can't just sweep stuff under the rug. You got to deal with it so that when the things do come up that trigger you, you know how to handle them because you've already, talked about it. And so, he always feels that she's always shutting him down when talking about the past, but they kind of get to a better place. He lets her know what he felt. why he did the stuff that he did. And of course she goes, well, you didn't just do for me, I took care of you too. So, you know, being defensive. But he let her know that right now the only way you can call is me. And she acknowledged that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Love, what did you think about this scene? Miss Judy.
The topic, I'm shocked. Like the fact that they're really sitting and talking about it on camera is so crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe it's because my dad is like my best friend and I just couldn't imagine sitting and talking to him like, hey, so remember that time back when put your head for collateral back in 92, remember that, Pops? Like I don't know. So it's a bold and daring scene to watch. I mean, reality or not, it is true. So even though there's certain things in reality TV you don't take serious, real things that have happened in their lives is serious. So for this sit down to happen, I'm like, this is kind of huge. It's a big deal. His mother's, some things will never change. He's grown so much. It seems like just with the way that he reacts and talks and handles things, it seemed like it was a good sit down. I guess, you know, it was not, I don't know, the way Mendeecees, sometimes I'm waiting for, he's so long, he's not long-winded, but the way he talks, it seems like it's going on forever. Mm-hmm. So sometimes in his scenes, I'm just like, okay.
I think because he never fully gets to express himself with her. So it's like.
That might be it.
And, you know, I know you say it wasn't the best time, but it was as good as it's going to get with Miss Judy. Cortez?
I kind of leaned out of this scene.
Okay.
But the key point in this scene was when he did say, you know, I'm the one that you can call on. In other words, like, lady, look, I may have messed up in the interview, but don't act like I'm not doing all these things. You're not saying he gets to say whatever, but I think basically his intentions are pure, and I think when it comes to him expressing himself and showing all of his life on the show. We know he's been through a lot. We know he's been to jail. We know that everything he talks on, we kind of know. We didn't know the detail of, you know, him putting her up for collateral. But I mean, it's to be expected. It surprised me, the life that he lived. I'm just saying. So it's reality. Ooh. And he's been an open book thus far in his journey. I didn't see much of an issue with, you know, hearing that on this show, you know, and he getting a check for it. So, child, Judy, better get up.
Yeah, and you know, Love with what you said. I agree with you. I don't think I could have ever said something like that. But also, like you say, your dad being your best friend, you could tell they didn't have a good relationship when he was growing up because
that's why earlier I was just like, their relationship had to have been like.
And she feels guilt. You could tell she feels guilty for a lot, or is concerned about looking bad. So that's why she's always on the defense.
Yeah.
Is what I get from that. She still hasn't healed from whatever.
They kind of insinuated that they didn't have the best relationship earlier, and you know it kind of turned around. So, you know,
yeah. If you ever watched the Love and Hip Hop family reunions where they go, you know, they had a scene with him, her, and Andy with some healing. And yeah, she kind of admitted she wasn't the best mom, and they had a big blow up there. So it's out in the Love and Hip Hop universe. It just wasn't on this franchise, but it was talked about in the family reunion that they had. So then we would go on to the next scene, and it's with Cortez's favorite person, Chaotic.
Oh, I love Chaotic, y'all. Am I toxic?
You know, does Chaotic appreciate you, Cortez?
Oh, you know what? Let me find out if he says something about some gay rights. I don't know. Let me find out. But if he don't, yeah, no.
Well, he kind of did when he said the men on this side, women on this side, and if you don't know what you are, just sit in the middle. It reminded me of Beyonce's "Bad Bitches to the left, Money Bitches to the right." You can
okay. I would have went with the ladies though. That's why I would.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. But he's having a video shoot, and Erica walks up, and Chaotic instantly starts flirting with her and the baby hairs and starts hugging her.
And them baby hairs.
Amy walks up on them and see Chaotic lifting her in the hair, and she doesn't seem too happy, but she tries to play it cool a little bit. And you know, Amy walks in and was like, Chaotic, I thought you said I'm here to be the main video girl, the only girl. And Chaotic says, yeah, you are, but so is Erica. And then lo and behold, another lady shows up to be in the video, Sierra. And Sierra came with her Debbie Downer energy, trying to steal the scene again. And so they all step away to talk. And they begin to talk about Sierra and Scrap arguing. And Sierra's kind of mad with Chaotic because she feels he did nothing to de-escalate it. And Sierra feels that when Scrap did like that to her, that he should have put his hands on Scrap for that. Scrap basically, Chaotic says, "I'm not your knight in shining armor," and I'm not gonna lie, y'all. When he said that, I kind of hollered. Chaotic feels that she wasn't minding her business. Amy kind of gets on him as well. Chaotic and Amy, Sierra leaves, and then Chaotic and Amy leave as Chaotic, and then Amy leaves too because of Erica, basically. And so the Scrap arrives, and Chaotic pulls him to the side and tells him that he just missed what went down. I'm kind of glad Scrap arrived after they left because I wasn't down to see a whole lot.
Knowing what I know about Love Hip Hop Atlanta, they probably purposely told him to come later.
Yeah.
For real, 100%.
And Chaotic kind of takes this opportunity to say, you was a little wrong. You should apologize. Scrap ain't trying to hear it, yo. He is, and I wouldn't apologize if I was Scrap either. I'm sorry. I just wouldn't. I did my apologizing there for calling you to be, even though I didn't mean it in that way, but I understand that's how you heard it because we was arguing. I apologize for that. I ain't got shit else to apologize for. Cortez?
So, one thing I hate about this cast are the women and how they don't have a mind of their own. They all band together on every situation. No one ever seems to deviate from what is being said at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Personally, if they would have actually been there and actually listen and be as for chaotic as they said they were, they probably wouldn't have been so on her side. I get it. The way that Sierra made it seem like it probably did seem like that. And I hope they get into it at the reunion because I'm sure they are. She blew it up over social media. But I appreciate him saying that. And I like that he said that he was wrong, but he said the thing that messed her argument up was that she said, you should have put hands on him. No, he should have not. Why would you come into a situation that's already heated and get physical? Why? And that's my friend. Like they showed the clips. He was in between them. He was trying to de-escalate. They kept going. It's only so much he could do.
She put her hands on him first.
Correct. He's not a bodyguard. So I just feel like, girl, like that's not your man. That's not your relationship. You were at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'm sorry that you did that, but you were the more of the aggressor in that situation, in my opinion. And so she needs to take accountability for that, not him. It should not be blamed on Chaotic and not even Scrappy, to be honest. That's just me.
Love.
Okay, so Amy's kind of corny, and I felt it coming. But the more that the whole Chaotic versus her versus Erica Banks thing rolls out, it's like she's looking worse and worse as like time goes by in the situation. Like at least Erica Banks is being a little mischievous behind the scenes about it, but whenever she's in scenes with Amy, she's playing it cool. She's doing her own thing. She's copacetic. Amy is pressed and bothered every time Erica and the Chaotic are together now, moving forward from everything. So much so that she's in confessionals talking about, may the best woman win. It's like, girl, that couldn't be me. Like, what are you talking about?
They both doing it. It's kind of sad.
Yeah, it's like
what chaos?
Like right, win some. Like, what do you mean? May the best woman win season? See, now it's on. Now it's war. It's like, please stop, y'all. I mean, come on. Chaotic is real cool. But may the best woman win energy? Absolutely not. Come on.
The crazy part about them saying that may the best woman win. Neither one of the women, because it's me.
No, but
me.
Love. It's funny you said what you said about Erica, like playing it cool and not really saying what they're doing, what her and Chaotic are doing. But I'd be the same way because if I'm Erica, I see Amy's not being honest with her feelings about Chaotic and what they got going on. So why would I open up to you about it either? I'm gonna play cool and dumb just like you.
And you never let another woman see you sweat. So you ain't never going, I'm a poker face all day. I don't care what's going on.
I don't mind what they're doing because they already had a conversation and neither one of them were honest with each other. Yep. And so since they were neither one of them were honest, they both doing the scary fake girl thing they do. They doing the same thing, and they both at the end of the day, he don't want one of y'all individually. He wants both of y'all
And the polyester.
and me.
Because Cortez, it's right. You said they both sat down, they talked about it, and weren't honest. But I almost feel like, and it's just me. Yeah. Erica just met him. Amy, you the one with real feelings for him. You keep playing it cool and saying nothing's going on with you and him. So Erica, to her, it's open game then. Even though I know you're lying, this is what you're saying to me, so I'm gonna still go after her.
She had. To be honest, she had the upper hand. She had the relationship already. I feel like she could have probably used that, but she wasn't honest. And at this rate, like, you kind of let it happen. I mean, it shouldn't be a battle, but you should have.
She's corny. That's what happens when you corny. You don't have any game plan.
Right. You should have been honest from the beginning about how we're working together, but we have a thing. Even if she would have said that, there may have given. I think Erica might have been a little bit more like, okay, I'm gonna back up, but she played it off as we ain't got nothing going on. That's my little brother. Blah blah blah. That's how it was.
We take naps.
She'd have been better off saying it's complicated. We don't know where we're going. One day we like each other. Next day, so we don't know. We're trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all she would have to say. So,
sorry,
in our final scene, we have RASHEEDA and Yandy meet up. I guess they at Yandy's restaurant because Yandy's serving the food. Then saying she a janitor one day. Then she said you're the bartender, the host, cleaning up. Janitor. You ever have to plunge the toilet? Stick your hand on there. I kind of looked at RASHEEDA sideways for that because I'm not putting my hand down the toilet. I don't care, especially at a public restaurant in the bathroom. No, thank you. So then Spice walks in, and they No, I'm sorry. First, they talk about the argument. I guess they talk again about Scrap and Erica. And then Spice opens up about her health and tells them about her hernia. And I felt really bad at this point when Spice feels like she's going to die early. She's been through a lot. I know she was probably being dramatic at that time, but I kind of felt it. And then when she's talking, feeling sad, boom, here comes this phone call from her daughter. And to her, it's like right on time. I need some joy. I'm sad. I'm talking about, I feel like I'm about to die. And then, that's a scary situation to see your daughter with that swollen eye from an allergic reaction, talking about she don't know. She's starting to feel like her throat closing up. So Spice, and, you're not there to help her take care of her. You just all these miles away in another country. So basically, Spice runs out, so she got to catch a flight, and Mama Falls has a nervous breakdown on that concrete on the sidewalk. And I ain't gonna lie, I felt for her, because if ain't one thing, it's another. I don't think the girl played. I can't even say that phone call was planned, because you can't really just make your eyes swell up like that unless she told her daughter to eat something she had allergic to, so she got a phone call. I don't know, but love. What do you think?
Look, I was all for the scene and had a napkin tucked in my eye like Candace, ready for the tear, until the daughter turned around in that cell phone with that eye. Not because the eye is funny, but the way production just edited it so fast, it was like a scary movie. Like when Spice got scared, I got scared. So that in itself made me laugh. But poor thing. I mean, it's like, at first I'm like, okay, look, I thought she was exaggerating because it's Spice. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, what's really wrong with this baby? Because they first show you like the side of her face. And I'm like, okay, what'd she do? Get beat up? Like, what is it, a black eye? Like, who cares?
Like the head and saw just turning slowly.
And the way the head slowly turned, I started dying. It wasn't funny, but like, that's why it's hard for me to take this scene serious. I feel so bad for her though.
Me too.
My heart goes out to all parties involved. That's what I got from this scene.
Cortez.
In terms of Yandy breaking the news about Erica, first of all, Spice is eating all this up because she's kind of out the mix, right? But when she said that Erica was in his face or whatever, Spice's demeanor was like, really? So I'm really looking forward to this beef between them two and where it comes from. I feel like it starts there because I believe Spice is really close with Safari still, right? And that may be the core of it.
Till this day.
It seems like Spice really don't care too much for Erica, not for real. Well, yeah. I mean, unless I missed one of the previous Love Hip Hops, I don't think she will and does. But as far as the scene with her daughter, when teased it. I thought it was something else. You know, I
I thought
thought
she was gonna be in the hospital. Like,
I did too. Or I thought she like fell down, or it was like a broken bone or something.
yeah. I wanted to take this scene serious too, but I did laugh. Just from what she said, I feel like I'm not gonna live. I'm gonna die early. I was just like,
Wait, that made you?
it was just I feel for her. I get what she's trying to say and portray. I get
It was so dramatic. I was like, what would make you say that?
Spice, everything Spice does this season, although I think it's valid, it seems so dramatic. Maybe because she got blue hair. I don't know. But something about it, just everything just seems like, really, girl. Like, and I didn't want to say to her, Kim, people are dying. Okay. And I know her situations are all medical and things like that. I get it. But it's just the dramatics for me. That just be like,
it's given Tubi acting movie. Tubi on Tubi.
I feel like me not gonna live long. I'm like, oh my
I'm gonna die young. As Larry said, well, say that.
I will say this. The way she jumped up from that table when she heard that Diamond might be pregnant, I was like, girl, where's your hernia? Because
the hernia?
It hurts. So,
but she was living for that. She was like, what? And RASHEEDA was like, it may not be true. Don't hold
and then
up.
Yandy said, bitch, I didn't say that. That didn't come from me. I didn't.
Oh, right. She was like, don't start playing. Don't play with me. Yeah.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
Yeah, now that y'all mentioned the way the daughter turned around, like, yeah, I get it. Like, but I just try to put myself in the mind frame of how much she loves those kids.
Of course.
And the fact that this happened to me. I'm telling you, somebody put roots on her. Somebody did something to that woman. I don't know if it's karma, the way she was having all this bad stuff happen to her, but then she turned around and got happy and excited. Now, I don't want to say happy, but excited at the news that Diamond might be pregnant, like it was some hot tea. Like, girl, you got your own misery going on. Don't be getting excited about what pains might be caused to somebody else.
Right, because that wasn't a positive thing to hear. She was just like, what? Like, it was like she was too geek. That's a good point. I agree.
And speaking of Diamond, she's been on the side for a long time. Y'all saw in the 2012 clips, Erica was talking about Diamond back then.
Yeah.
Well, I was like,
"No, Diamond, yeah, it's crime."
She's been around.
Miss 32 today with that bootylicious bubblegum.
Down to the BET Awards recently, but hey, together.
Looking horrible.
But that's it, yeah. We've reached the end of another wonderful episode. As Cortez said, due to a mix-up from a fax that was sent and received,
HR handled.
We'll be doing. We pivoted well and quickly, and we came up with a solution fast. I won't leave you guys waiting too long for the next episode. Tomorrow at the same time, like Cortez said, the next episode will be posted. And any final thoughts before we head out? Once again, remember to like and subscribe and share Cortez, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Definitely a good episode, pre-packed. The next episode 8, which we're going to talk about, will be up tomorrow. It's pretty interesting too. More of a filler, but definitely has some stuff to talk about. So, no thoughts on my end. Love.
I disagree with Kirk. I don't think he should have any more children in this world that are mini Carters. So, yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to that tomorrow.
That's my thoughts. Oh, my bad.
We'll get
to that tomorrow.
It's fine. Well, once again, as always, we thank you for tuning in. So make sure you check us back out again tomorrow, Monday for Atlanta, and Tuesday for New York.
The Lunch and Lanes will be back next week as well. Chase has had some things to do these last 2 Thursdays. It's been a lot of topics to talk about, but I'm sure he'll probably cover that and more next week when the Lunch and Lanes return. So yeah.
And with that, nothing left to do but lean out.
Hey.